And Getting Sports with Drunk now live on PPRN's new platform. Yep, that's us. No applause necessary. Joined by the normal crew. We got the Riddler, who's settling in, getting ready for a big show. Sorry, the intro can't be heard by all.
But I didn't what? Yeah, why didn't you just do the thing you did last week?
Well, let's just begin.
Because we're live this week.
Hi, guys.
I'm now confused.
Yep. Hi, welcome to us.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk.
Live on Fucked It Up.
Listen, could we have benefited from a rehearsal? Maybe.
A little bit.
Hey, listen, we're not about rehearsal.
We roll with the punches here.
You should have given us a warning, Ken.
I just said that we're going to go in. It's going to be a little bit rough. Just bear with me.
You throw it at me, and you never threw it.
Well, I wouldn't just be talking just to go blah.
But did you make any motions?
No.
I told everyone to be quiet, and I started talking.
Oh, what was in here?
Well, let's get into it.
Milk, right?
Oh, God.
No,
You just had a glass of milk in your room?
No, we had cereal one night.
God, and here I thought we've had some pretty rough openings, but this is something.
Hey, Kyle.
That's okay?
Fuck you, Kyle.
I didn't know what we were doing. I mean, I guess I'm going to go get one. All right, I'm going to kick you guys to Paul. I'll be back.
No, just leave it on the thing. I can yell.
Are you getting some milk?
Oh, no, leave it on the thing over there. I don't want to hold it. I hold that iPad all day. I don't want to hold it tonight. So, does anyone do people have beers besides the drinking thing we're doing tonight?
I do not.
I don't, but I can.
You don't have to. Just Kyle, me too. We don't have to. I just didn't know if anyone did.
I do actually have to get out of the fridge, but it's nothing special. It's not even a beer.
So you're gonna.
It's an apple cider.
For not remembering that it was going to be a little rough, but then you don't even come prepared with a beer.
Well, I didn't have a beer.
All right, I guess we'll just do Toast to Excellence then.
All right. Mass?
We don't have a starting lineup.
Starting lineups? Paul, do you want to go through what we're drinking, or do you want to just talk about it when we actually get into that?
Okay, fine. Our starting lineups is that we're doing a mock Sheen Washable / Kendall Reed inspired Drinksgiving.
And I guess we'll go over that as we get through next week. Or through next week. Jesus Christ, it's going to be a long night. My toast of excellence is to the Saints defense. They've allowed 1 touchdown in the last 3 games. They've also recorded 14 sacks, 28 tackles for loss, 6 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 1 turnover on downs.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Good for them.
My toast to excellence is to ESPN's fantasy football platform.
Wow.
For listing Taysom Hill as a tight end in my $1,000 league.
So he scored what, like 30 points for you?
Yep. In the flex spot.
Yep. Way to go, ESPN.
ESPN fantasy football, my $1,000 league. That was my toast to excellence. Taysom Hill's a tight end in that.
Not for long.
Fuck.
They'll just change him to a TEQB.
No, they said taking him out of the tight end.
Yeah, I saw a thing that said they're taking away the tight end designation.
Yeah, they don't take it away. They don't do that. They don't make changes like that in fantasy. They'll just add a slash to it because they did the same thing.
It happened. At least this was Yahoo a couple of years ago with Jalen Samuel. He was listed as a tight end and a running back, and then he became the Steelers' starting running back, and they took away the tight end tag.
Right, but they took it away.
Yeah.
So they're going to add QB to tight end, and then eventually take away tight end. But they can't do it all at once.
He was listed as a tight end before anyway.
Yeah. Cordero Patterson's listed as a running back. What was it, like 4 or 5 years ago, Travis Kelce was listed as a wide receiver.
That's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's not stupid. He pretty much is a wide receiver. Kyle, you have a toast of excellence?
My toast of excellence is to
Dwight Howard.
Wasn't going to be, but now it is. Dwight Howard for joining the city of brotherly love. Why? Don't know. Well, whatever.
Thanks, Kyle. Mock?
My toast. Let me think of one here.
Kendall?
As you know me, I do love my my jerseys. So mine's to Utah Jazz unveiling their new City Edition uniform. It's pretty cool. I like it. Got some.
You didn't even go with the one that you said you were going to go with.
What's that? Oh, Travis Henry for scoring the game winner. Yeah. Big shout out to ESPN for botching the final, news thing for the Titans. Couldn't even get the guy's name right.
Way to go, ESPN.
Travis Henry made the Bills running back?
I think so.
Or the
Wow.
Chargers?
First quarter was already over. Holy shit.
I also have another toast of excellence.
Okay.
It's to this thing that pops up every year that I can't believe is like a real thing that exists, but it's Craig's Thanksgiving dinner. And it's a 12-ounce can that comes with gravy, sweet potatoes, turkey, broccoli casserole, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and then like 3 other things all in a can.
That sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah. You want to see the picture? I'm going to send it to the... Here's the thing. The picture is going to look fake, but I promise you this is a real item. I've seen it in Florida. It's layered.
Whoa.
My toast. Oh, hold on. Let's pull this up.
God. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine a nice lengthwise slice on some toast.
Oh.
My toast is going to be to the second attempt at the Field of Dreams game scheduled for 2021.
Who is it?
Who
Yankees and...
Who played in the Field of Dreams?
So they were supposed to do it this year. They were going to do the White Sox and the Yankees.
They were going to do it in a low-capacity cornfield.
Yeah, but then, COVID, and they couldn't do it. But now it's rescheduled for next season.
But they should have done it anyway. Not anybody was going to be there. And they could have got people to stand 6 feet apart.
All right, 1 person per cornstalk.
Grab a hold.
All right, so yeah, there we go. I don't really know what else to talk about. Kyle, take it away.
You guys want to start with the NBA stuff or wait? Or...
Hold on. Well, Kyle, you were talking before how you were going to do Souls' top 10 flavored chips.
I didn't, but I can think of it on the fly.
Well, you can't introduce a segment and bail on it in 2 weeks. That's not what we're all about here. We bail after 3.
All right.
So top 10 flavored chips, Kyle.
So just like the flavor of chips?
No. Like, so you can't say Lay's original. Like, it's got to be a flavor.
Yeah.
Specific, though, to flavor and brand. So, like, you can't just be like barbecue chips. It's got to be like Hers, mesquite, barbecue, corn on the cob flavored chips.
Can I do one that used to be a thing?
Yeah, it's just your top 10 in no specific order.
All right. So that number 10, we're going to go with Jesus. At number 10, we're going to go with Pringles sour cream and onion. They're always a fan favorite of my household and Paul's wife to be.
Who lives in your household?
Yeah. What do you guys think of number 10?
There's a lot of chip flavors, Kyle.
I'm a big Pringles guy myself, so I'm in.
Number 9.
If you don't want to do this, Kyle, I'll do it. I can rattle 10 off.
I got it. Right. Number 9, nacho cheese Doritos.
Right.
Number 8, Utz honey barbecue.
Right.
Number 7, Lay's. No, is it wavy? Sour cream, the cheddar one.
Ruffles.
Ruffle. 7, the Ruffle
Sour
cream. Number 6 is the Dorito pizza one from back in the day. Kendall, you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Kind of a wild card pick, though.
They're always fantastic back in the day. And then we grew up. Can I count a Cheeto as a chip?
I think a Cheeto is a chip.
All right. Number 5 is regular Cheetos.
I take a Cheeto as a chip.
Well, I think a Cheeto qualifies as a
No,
chip.
it's just a very funny question.
Crunchy or puff, Kyle?
Obviously crunchy. Fuck the puff. Number 4. This is a lot like people don't know, but like I love the original Pringle.
No original.
All right. I'm sorry.
What about the pizza Pringles?
No. Those are probably the worst things ever created.
Hey, what about those sour cream and onion chips I brought home for you that one time?
What's the brand?
The Wachusett sour cream and onion.
Yeah,
chips.
those are 3.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
It's like a dusting.
Number 2 is Lay's sour cream and onion. Number 1 is Lay's barbecue.
You left out a very important one.
What's that?
The Cheeto twists.
Oh yeah.
Those were fire.
Those are in there.
Also, Utz cheese.
Oh yeah.
Utz cheese balls are good too.
Yeah.
Also, anything by Deep River is pretty good except for the horseradish one.
I was for the
lost.
pizza pick.
Why did I lose?
We lost.
Oh, and Castor, yeah.
Brady threw a touchdown.
Cool.
To the guy on Chris's fantasy team.
Who did he throw it to?
Mike Evans. And that was more of a Mike Evans touchdown than Tom Brady.
It's a real bummer because it's really cutting into my Antonio Brown scoring 50 points tonight thing.
Paul, we were just talking about it. I was like, I'm kind of up big on Paul. I was like, but we've seen Brown drop 50 point games before.
Man, all your guys got so much garbage points. Like every one of them got garbage points. It was so annoying. Like the second half of all the 4 o'clock games, or like the second half of the fourth quarter of all the 4 o'clock games, everybody doubled their fucking points.
I saw like towards the end, like Hunter Henry caught a touchdown.
Yep, Balaj had like a 35-yard catch.
He was playing pretty good though the whole game.
Yeah, but not like he was playing good, but he wasn't playing good for fantasy wise. Like he wasn't scoring touchdowns and like he wasn't going to be breaking 100.
No, but I mean, like he was in my flex spot, and when I looked before, like it was like halfway through the games, and he was at like 10, 11 points. I was like, all right, that's
right,
fine.
And then
from
he
that
caught
spot.
a 35-yard pass and finished with 15. So he would have finished with 10, except he got a garbage 35-yard catch.
Yeah.
Whatever. All the more reason to hate fantasy forever. Kendall, what do you say we don't play fantasy next year?
I mean, I'm doing pretty bad.
Kendall, how about this? I'll make a fantasy league where you can control 5 teams, I'll control 5 teams, and I'll trade with you every week.
That sounds
You would
perfect.
still finish
You think if we did that, Kendall would finish?
bottom 5.
You think you would finish 10, 9, 8, 7, 6?
Would be pretty remarkable.
That'd
So
almost
we
be hard to
have an
do.
NBA draft coming up soon.
For fantasy.
Yep, fantasy NBA draft.
Oh yeah, quick recap on our mock draft we did last week. We got the first 3 right and nothing else.
Yeah.
And we didn't pick Killian Hayes.
Which I don't know how we didn't do.
Well, he's just not that good.
He's a top 10 guy in like every draft that we've looked at, except ours,
including the real draft.
But it's all right. It's all right.
Is it all right, Kyle?
Any other ones right besides the top 3, anyways.
Hey, what do you guys think about the NFL instating a rule that it no longer matters where you step out of bounds? Once the ball crosses the out of bounds plane, that's where the ball stops. Like that's where the ball's dead.
Is that what they do? Did they do that in college?
I don't know.
I don't believe so. No.
Can you take down that stupid picture?
I mean, so I guess they kind of already do that, but like there's a lot of times where like the guy's out of bounds and the ball just keeps going.
Wow,
Matt, got any roundtable stuff? Or no.
I didn't have any ready. No.
Hey, didn't Dobbins play yesterday?
Yeah. So did
Yeah.
Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen also got tested positive.
So did Eddie Jackson.
It's amazing how all these guys get cleared yesterday, and then today all of a sudden they have it.
And then tomorrow, yeah. But then, here's the thing: if they say that athletes have it, then people think it's real. And then when they say, "Oh, it was a false positive on Friday," they're like, "Oh, thank God they can play!" Like, what a miracle!
Get him out there.
What do you guys think of Joe Burrow?
I just feel sad for him, man.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
Yeah, it sucks. I agree.
Because, this was a kid that looked like he was going to be real promising. And, I mean, this could really, derail him.
I don't think it will, though. Because you know what? I think it's going to... Because what's going to happen now is it's going to be interesting. They're not going to be forced... Yeah, I know, Kyle, but you're going to drink it.
Drink all of it?
Not all of it, but, at least half.
Oh, boy.
I think that it's going to be cool because, the Bengals are not going to do the thing we always see. A lot of times we see teams that, start off with nothing. They have no roster at all, like the Bengals, and then they go out and get the most important piece in the quarterback, which they still have. He'll be the starter when he comes back. I don't see any reason why he won't be. They're gonna just find, weapons. They're not. Next year's probably going to be a wash because they're not going to have them. And so they're going to go out and they're just going to draft and acquire through free agency the best offensive pieces they can. They're going to have a year to fit in with the system. Burrow's going to come back and know the system. The head coach isn't going to get fired because you had no roster except for Burrow. He's not going to get fired next year because they didn't have Burrow. So then you're going to have a coach with a roster with a game plan implemented that Burrow knows in and out. Bring in a veteran quarterback that can teach him on the sidelines, and then you just keep acquiring through the draft and free agency weapons, and then you have this team that could potentially shock the world.
I look at it and I think that I think they're going to go wicked offensive line heavy and really pass protect.
But either way, I mean,
yeah,
weapons or whatever you make them out to be, it's. And like I said, I mean, they have nothing currently. They have no positives on their roster on the offensive side of the ball except for youth-wise T. Higgins. I mean, really, but the offensive, everybody on the offensive side of the ball is very disposable right now. And so they still have the rest of the year to figure it out, and then next year all these guys are going to have to they're going to play in a system with a different quarterback, and we're going to see who shines and who doesn't. I think it's going to be very exciting for when Burrow comes back. So that offense is pretty much.
Yeah, I could see this being a big thing for AJ Green now, because
leaving, or he blows up.
I think he blows up
because the veteran quarterback comes back.
Not really a veteran, but I just feel like
no. But who's the quarterback?
Ryan Finley.
Right, but he probably won't be the quarterback next year.
No.
So they'll probably get a veteran. Come out.
Hey, do you think the Bengals are going to get added to the list of teams being ridiculed for not signing Kaepernick?
No.
Yep.
Because it's already starting.
Yeah, but for what? Oh man, if they had Kaepernick as the backup, they'd climb out of their 2-win hole to be a playoff team.
No. This happening is just them tanking for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was right. I just said that I think that they will.
So here's the thing.
I don't think they will because it doesn't. That one doesn't make sense. The Cowboys one makes sense. If you're a pro Kaepernick guy, the Cowboys not signing Kaepernick makes sense because they're in last place in a division that they if you're pro Kaepernick, keep in mind, I'm making this argument from a pro Kaepernick standpoint. If you're bringing a quarterback that even has a remote idea of what to do with some athleticism, which is what Dak was, somebody who had an idea of what to do with athleticism, then that Cowboys team could very easily have 5 wins, and guess what? That's pretty much undefeated in that division. So, like, that I get. There's other teams I get, but like week 11. The Bengals lose their starting quarterback, and they fall to 2-9, which they were going to be 2-9 even if he finished the game. Like, what ridicule? Like, would Colin Kaepernick lead them to a 5 victories so they could finish the season 8-9 and still finish at best second in the division?
So I see it happening, but it's going to be people outside of NFL, because I agree with everything you just said. They have no reason to break Kaepernick. Why try and win games now? Even if you think if someone thinks he can still come out and be an effective NFL quarterback, but it's going to be the social media people outside of any NFL fandom that are going to get all fucking excited.
But then that doesn't matter. Then, like, their voices don't matter. Their voices, no one cares about their voices. It's like, Mark, we were talking about it the other day. It's like all the people that don't watch football that have an issue to this day still with Michael Vick. And guess what? Nobody in football gives a fuck about him. So, like, that means nothing to me. I don't care. If someone in the Black Lives Matter community, or somebody in, like, the whatever other activist groups he's part of, like, if they don't watch football and they're not part of football and they don't have anything to do with football, then they're just talking to talk. So,
yep.
For me, that catches no flack. That doesn't fall into the category of catching shit.
And I don't think it's because of the color of Colin Kaepernick's skin. He sucked when he was at the end of his tenure with the 49ers.
In his defense, though, his tenure was with Chip Kelly.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
It doesn't matter, though, because after his Super Bowl appearance, he severely declined.
Chip Kelly's offense should have fit him perfectly. He was Marcus Mariota's quarterback. Coach at Oregon. They were awesome together.
Colin Kaepernick was a flash in the pan on a good team, and where his athleticism overshadowed everything else. He was so athletic that, like, you got to remember, like, even at that time, like, having if Lamar Jackson played when Kaepernick played, Lamar Jackson would be considered, like, one of the top 2 quarterbacks of all time at that point in time. Because it was the same thing when Michael Vick was with the Falcons. Like, it was unbelievable. Can you believe what he's doing? Like, it just doesn't.
So my take on all of it, and
I don't think that many people are amazed with Lamar Jackson, because now it's not outrageous to be a mobile quarterback like that.
So, being a running quarterback in the NFL works for 1 or 2 years, and that is it. You don't see running quarterbacks winning Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, yes, when he was first in the league, he was a running quarterback. And then he figured it out. Then he figured out that he needed to pass the ball more. And he did. And he was very good at it. And I think his passing ability, not his feet, won the Super Bowl. Running quarterbacks do not succeed for a long time in the NFL. Time and time again. Lamar Jackson was very good for the first couple years. And now this year, you're kind of seeing teams figure it out. And the Ravens being stalled.
Don't try to listen to a shit on the Ravens.
I'm not.
No, you are, though.
I'm not. I'm just explaining my statement.
I understand.
Teams figured out Kaepernick, and he was no longer effective.
So I agree with the majority of what you said, Kyle. The only thing I think is that the Ravens right now are not putting, I think, the right pieces around Lamar. But no. He is also taking a step back this year.
Lamar's not a good passer.
No, he's not. But, I mean, they can still work with it enough to where he can be successful. And I just don't think he has the right tools around him to play to what he can do. And they're just trying to plug things in, and it's not working because he's not able to pick up the slack. where you can put any receiver on the Packers, right? The Packers, the Saints. You can put any receiver on these teams, and the quarterback can make it work, and they can have some success. Lamar's not that quarterback.
No,
right. See, so like I agree with what you're saying, Mark, because it's kind of the same thing we had around like the discussion we had about Flacco all those years. Like when they won the Super Bowl, he had the perfect pieces around him, and then they did a bad job. They focused more on keeping that defense together, and
they paid him,
and not keeping the offensive pieces around him. And I get that, but like my thing is that with that being said, even if they put the right pieces around Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson and the offense click because of the right route runners or deep threats or whatever Lamar Jackson actually needs, because I don't think anybody really does know what he needs yet. Because I don't think anyone's figured it out. Because if it was figured out, the Ravens would have done it by now. But they would have at least brought one guy in.
Like, Mark, give me an example of
done.
I'm just asking a question.
In the middle of me talking.
Okay.
My point being is that when that time comes, if they figure it out and they put the right pieces around it, if the Ravens manage to win a Super Bowl, it won't be because of Lamar Jackson. He'll get the credit, but it won't be because of
him. I can buy into that. I look at receivers that would fit that team or fit Lamar, and I look at the guy like a Golden Tate or a Jarvis, they don't need to be those down the field guy. Hollywood Brown I think is a good receiver. But he's a deep threat. He's a deep threat receiver. If you put those shorter yard route runners, I think that you could see Lamar Jackson pass well enough to.
So you're just turning Lamar Jackson to a current day Drew Brees, and you should on current day.
Say that again, Kyle. I'm sorry.
So you're basically turning Lamar Jackson into a current day Drew Brees. Which you have said Drew Brees can't throw the deep ball anymore. Correct?
Yes, but Brees came up as a deep ball passer, and now he can't. His arm is getting too old.
But all I'm saying is you're turning him into a current day Drew Brees.
No, because Lamar Jackson can rush for 100 yards a game, where Drew Brees cannot do that.
Talking about in the passing game.
No, I understand, but that's what I'm saying. They can bring these types of guys in to complement Lamar enough to where it can open him up to run.
But I don't think it does, because you get those short yard guys, the cornerback is just going to play up. Impressive. And now you're just adding more people into the box for him.
I don't know. I look at it as if they bring in the guys that can at least space it out enough for him to, he can make those short throws.
What he needs right now, in my opinion, is like another Anquan Bolden.
I think that the short yard Mark. I think the point is I think you're right in the aspect of those Golden Tates, Julian Edelmans, and receivers like that would be a good complement to Lamar Jackson's passing abilities. But I do think that there's also agreement on Kyle's side that the more guys you have running those shorter routes, the more traffic there is for Lamar. And now Lamar turns, instead of 3rd and 10 being we have no idea who's going to pick it up type of thing, now we know Lamar is not going to. You know that Lamar is not going to. You have a much better chance at keeping Lamar contained if you end up having 7 in the box and 2 corners in front of the line, in front of the first down mark.
It's tough. Personally, I like Lamar Jackson. I like to watch him play. I think he's entertaining. So you hope that they can kind of figure it out, because he's an exciting player to watch. But I don't know how much more he'll develop.
Well, he runs the risk too. If Kyle was talking about mobile quarterbacks, there's always a chance of getting injured, and we've seen time and time again guys who aren't really exciting to watch, like your Robert Griffin III's, who you come out of a draft class like, oh, this guy's going to play forever. He's going to be a lot of fun, and now he's kind of just he's a name who's a once was.
He's hanging out with you.
That's FedEx Paul.
That is very correct. The big difference with Lamar Jackson, if you watch the way he runs, he doesn't take the hits. Like RG3 was real bad with where, he'd be running down the sideline and then instead of stepping out of bounds and not taking the big hit, he would try and cut back in and then get walloped. So I mean, Lamar will slide. He'll get out of bounds. He'll avoid that big hit as much as he can.
Another big part of their Ravens struggles is that the offensive line being hurt, losing Marshall Yanda, Ronnie Stanley going down for the year.
They haven't had Mark Ingram all year.
He might not play this week. They've been battling injuries and COVID issues all year.
Well, I think another thing too, though, is like the one thing I won't subscribe to, and I know Kendall and Kyle talked about it and bring it up from time to time. I hate the argument though, like you increase your risk of getting injured as a running quarterback, and it's yeah, I get that, but being a running quarterback, yes, you increase your chances of getting hurt. There's no doubt about that because you're moving around, you're using your leg, whatever. But the same thing can be said to any. I mean, how many times have we seen quarterbacks get flipped down and break the collarbone? We've seen quarterbacks tear their ACLs on routine sacks.
Collar's collarbone and Madden in college all the time.
Well, I mean, look at Brady's injury. I mean, Brady dropped back, just did a standard drop back, and had his shin completely shattered.
Alex Smith
just getting hit.
Yeah, I mean, so it's it can happen to anybody at any given time. I mean, how many times do we see guys get injured on non-contact plays?
Hey, I got a funny question for everybody. How bad would Lamar Jackson beat Big Ben in a 40-yard dash?
I think Lamar could get to the 40 and back before Ben could even get to the 40.
Big Ben used to be a very decent mobile quarterback.
But he was never fast.
No. But he was able to escape.
Well, Ben's thing has always been that he's a mammoth. It's impossible to take him down.
It's just so funny watching him run now. It is so slow.
And he's still
watching
faking.
Breeze and Brady go.
No, funnier. It's like watching Breeze go, but he has a 40-pound plate strapped to his chest.
All right, but one thing I want to ask the group about. So I showed, we all know about it, but I brought it up to Paul last night. I showed him the NFC East standings.
Oh wait, before you get into this, can we talk about something?
Yeah. All
right. So real quick, just before, because we kind of got to break this up into segments, because if we try to do this all in 1 hour, it's going to be a real rough hour. So Kendall and Mock originally had the idea, I believe, of doing a drinking Thanksgiving course.
So it came about. Kendall came up with the name Dranksgiving, and then we were talking on the phone. He's like, "What can we do with this?"
Kendall, by the way, you owe a shot.
Okay, for what?
You didn't come up with that name.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
You didn't come up with that name.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's come up before.
No, Drinksgiving is what the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is called pretty much nationwide, when everybody goes out and does bar crawls and get hammered when they come back from college.
They're not doing that this year.
No.
Well, I didn't, create the concept. I just...
They can do crawls, but they have to start at 5 because they have to.
I'm telling you, where Kendall's going to win the copyright cases, he said Dranksgiving.
Drunksgiving.
For lean.
Alcohol giving.
There it is.
Thank you. Nice thing you ever said to me, Mike.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Massey looks like he's in a photo shoot.
Who, Massey?
He's got that portrait camera.
Thanks. All right, so Paul, what are we doing?
Well, I was letting Mock finish his spiel.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you were finishing your spiel.
What spiel's done?
So anyway, so it's going to be like a course thing, as if it were Thanksgiving. So it'll be a mixture of both the drinking portion of Thanksgiving as well as the food part of Thanksgiving. So we're kind of just doing like kind of makeshift courses. I don't know. I was asked to put this together. I thought I did a good job, but I'm looking at it and I could do better. Like not in terms of like it being more appetizing, but just like
What's the main course?
the problem is it gets expensive when you're trying to do, especially with 5 people. Like there was a billion things that I want. Like, did I want to for one like course? Did I want to spend $60 per person? No, $10, but I didn't. All right. So the first thing here is we're going to do the course. We're going to do course number 1, which is the we're going to do the first like 3 segments, if you will, and then we'll do the main course in hour 2, and then we'll kind of finish it out in hour 3. Everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are going to get pretty sloppy, okay? You guys are home. I expect everyone to be participating. There's 4 larger size beverages. For those larger ones, I expect all of it. I know most of you will hate all of them, but so the first thing is, what kind of holiday is Thanksgiving?
Food.
An all-day holiday. So when you have a holiday or a gathering the last day, what's the one thing you get? You drink.
I have no idea.
You drink. So you start early with you wake up early to start getting the turkey ready and the fixins and all that, and get the house ready for the family to come over. So you got to make yourself a morning brunch style cocktail, and that is the Bloody Mary, which we'll be drinking the Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix with a of platinum vodka. So boys, I don't know if you guys have a sort of dumping receptacle, but I would advise that you open up your can of Bloody Mary mix and just either drink some of it if you're Kendall, or if you're not, go ahead and dump out a good about a third of the can, so you can dump the nip in there. Right here. And you just watch me pour it into a cup.
I know that's what we were doing.
I said a third of the can. You pretty much dumped out the whole can.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, go ahead and just dump that nip of vodka right in there.
One moment.
And then just give it a little swash around in the can. There you get nice and mixed.
Boy, I cannot wait.
You got to have a nice brunch type cocktail if you're going to be drinking all day.
I like the first
Crunch cocktail.
the brunch crack.
Crunch crack. So you guys know the dessert is we're going to go to a Cracker Barrel buffet.
Perfect. Is Kendall driving?
I love Cracker Barrel.
Of course you do.
It's the only place I've ever eaten where I can be like, oh, this is definitely clogging my arteries. I can feel it. All right, so gentlemen, are you ready for you to start the drinking?
Oh, I'm ready.
Go for it.
Did anybody start yet?
Nope.
Yeah,
Kendall did.
Does everybody have it ready?
Yep.
I got mine.
Kendall dumped the whole thing into a cup. Mock said he'd be right back.
Oh, okay. We'll wait for Mike then.
You know we're supposed to dump the whole thing into
I guess I'll break it down. So in hour 1 here, we're going to do our brunch cocktail followed by
Apologies.
followed by our aperitif and our appetizer. Then we're going to do our main course with sides in the second hour, and then we'll finish our palate cleansing digestive or digestivo and dessert.
All right.
So, gentlemen, enjoy your brunch all day cocktail.
I'm sure that I won't, but cheers.
I tell you, the Bloody Mary is like the worst thing ever.
Kyle's face is awesome. See, the Zing Zang Bloody Mary is perfect for me because it's like someone just put a little bit too much pepper in a potato soup.
When did the back?
That was no, that was Antoine.
Oh. God.
Yeah, it's not great.
I
Kendall?
think it's great.
They're terrible. Oh.
Also, I didn't know they made little cans, which is awesome.
Oh my God.
So guys, like I said, the big cocktails here, you have 4 of them, 3 of them. I'm not I'm not going to count the obvious one as a cocktail type of thing or anything like that. Wonder what you got. But I expect you guys to just try to drink at least half of it. A good booze.
Do we have to?
Yes.
No, Mass, you don't have to. I'm not there. I can't watch what you do. But, this was an idea that was thought up. And if Mock thinks of something like this, knowing how much he's going to hate it,
it's funny because that's how it was pitched. I was like, listen, I think this will be cool, but I don't want to do it.
And then,
I thought for sure in my head Di Serrano was going to be involved, and then it's not.
Hey, for
Are
Serrano?
you excited for Di Serrano?
I enjoy Di Serrano.
So
I don't know that I've ever had Di Serrano.
I'm gonna ask everybody. So the NFC East is led by the Eagles, who are 3-6-1, followed by the Reds, who are 3-7.
Actually, Kyle, it's a 3-way tie.
The Eagles are first at 3-6-1, and everybody else is 3-7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Washington. I'm sorry. It kind of cut out.
Shot. But
I'm not taking a shot for a technical difficulty.
Yeah, you have to take a shot of 8 WD-40.
Oh,
Oof.
lucky.
Really? Reach me up.
on paper, the Eagles have the best roster. Everybody can agree with that?
No.
No.
I was going to say no.
Like on paper.
No.
Injuries excluded?
Still no.
Because I was going to say, I mean,
I guess you could say the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are very talented.
The Cowboys have the best roster on paper.
All right. But the Eagles are very talented, right?
Yeah.
Cowboys are very talented.
Offensively.
Yeah. So
The Giants have talent.
like my question is, who do you guys think is the best team in that division right now?
Right this second?
Right this second.
Is none of the above an acceptable answer?
I'll go first. I do think the Giants are the best team in that division. I think they're playing the best football, obviously, as of right now.
This is Kyle's way of not saying that Carson Wentz sucks.
He's been sucking. I don't think he sucked, but he's been sucking. But the Giants, I think, have the best defense right now, and the offensive weapons are at least healthy for the Giants.
well, the majority of them.
Yeah, besides Barkley. But talk about the receivers.
I mean, I'm split between because I do think that the football team defensively is very good. Obviously, offensively, they're missing, a true quarterback, and
You watch your fucking mouth disrespecting Alex Smith like that.
Alex Smith isn't the quarterback.
Of the football team?
Yeah, it's still Kyle Allen, isn't it?
No,
Or it was, and he got hurt. But even still, listen, I like Alex Smith, but he is what he is. I mean, it's a guy that was hurt very badly. I'm happy he's back, but I mean, he's not gonna.
I think Washington is the best football team. I just think that there's I think the Washington R words are the best. I just my whole thing is I think that there's been so much mixing up of between like the quarterback position that it's kind of thrown off the offensive mojo. And I think that team is there's so much youth on that team right now that it's like everyone's kind of growing at different rates. But I think Gibson's really good. I think he's going to be really good. Terry McLaurin already is really good, and I think he's going to get even better.
J.D. McKissick could catch passes.
But I think that defense is no joke. I don't think that defense, it's not the best, but it's missing consistency.
The front seven is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pass rush is serious.
I think you need a couple more linebackers. But also, just what American fucking state.
You're going to hear a little bit of noise right now.
Massey, what are you building an arc over there?
Kendall, what do you think, bro?
So, my all my instincts want to say Dallas all the way, just because you think of all the offensive, firepower, losing Dak was big. And I think when it's all said and done, I think to our dismay, Dallas comes away with it. But I'm kind of in the camp that I agree with Washington. I think, the defense is good. I think there's a lot of surprising offensive talent. You guys mentioned the running backs, Gibson and McKissick, who have kind of they've held their own with really nothing to show for it. I mean, that offensive line is kind of whatever, and they still produce. And having Alex Smith is not a detriment,
No, but it's just he's not gonna lead that team anywhere. I just I don't see him. Even if say next year he's the full-time starter, I don't see them no, he won't be. But even if say he was I don't see them becoming a 9-10 win team because they have Alex Smith.
I don't know.
Let's come back player Alex Smith to you.
I think you're really underestimating him.
I could be. I very well could be.
He's definitely gun shy right now, I think.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not saying
he's
I
not
think
letting it all rip.
he's still taking too many sacks because he's afraid to move out of the pocket.
Get hit again.
Yeah. He's definitely staying in the pocket and throwing the ball. I'm not saying that. But, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's tough, too, because and what we've known already, he's not going to light up the stat sheet. He's not going to be the guy to throw for 388 yards. He's just...
No, he's going to control the game. He's going to keep the ball out of the other team's hands.
Except against the Giants.
Yep.
But it is what it is.
I do think, though, that Washington's in the best position they've been in a long time.
Well, because they have a coach.
But even still, I mean, they were kind of starting to trend up because, I mean, McLaurin they had last year. He showed he's good. Haskins, I mean, I think his time is kind of up in Washington, but
Haskins
we'll
is going to
see.
be like Josh Rosen.
Yep.
So not good.
I think Alex Smith can do some good things. I mean, he was 8-2 before he got replaced by Kaepernick.
And we still don't know about Josh Rosen.
Yeah, but that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, but okay, name me a part of Alex Smith's game that's different than it was 7 years ago.
Mobility.
But he wasn't overly mobile.
But he was mobile enough to be able to avoid a sack.
I mean, he could still do it.
But he still didn't. He still didn't throw interceptions, and he still threw for a shit ton of fucking yards.
I don't know. If he gets Alex Smith is what he's going to be, you can rely on him. That's it.
There's a really funny Gridiron Heights when Alex Smith is sitting at a table with quarterbacks. They're like, let's talk about checking down running backs. And a nice long incrementing drive that ends in a field goal. Isn't that the best?
Yeah, Dustin Hopkins might be a good fantasy play.
And there's your random Kyle Souls thought of the day.
Hey,
jerseys in the mail.
My brother's an idiot.
Why?
Because he was like, "Is that DeAndre Hopkins?" I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Well, Kyle, to be fair, the thing just popped up and said D. Hopkins.
He wasn't playing on Sunday. He played on Thursday.
Doesn't matter.
Still said
39-yard
field goal.
I know what it said afterwards. I'm saying it just popped up and said D. Hopkins.
My first thought is always Dustin.
No, it's not.
On Tuesdays.
D. Hops.
I'll tell you what, Mike Evans could have caught that after he broke it up.
Oh, did John Johnson drop a interception?
Well, Mike Evans more pass defended it, but then it bobbled and Evans could have caught it.
Disappointed in you, JJ.
But
I'm sure he feels that mess.
Who wins the division? Who wins the division?
Which division?
The one we were just talking about.
I still think the Eagles win the division.
I do
I
too.
think they beat the NFC guys enough. I think they could beat the NFC East teams.
They can all beat each other.
I'm saying.
I think the Washington football team wins it.
Kendall can go. I'm
for whatever reason, I think Dallas does it. I think against all odds, they find a way to win stupid games, and they're the team that squeaks their way in from the NFCs, from that disastrous, group that it is.
Did you catch that?
Do I have to pick one, or can I say the two that I think will win it?
Can we subscribe to the fact that if a member of the NFC East wins the division with less than 6 wins, that they shouldn't be allowed to play in the playoffs?
Yes. I agree. I mean, I know for this season that's NFC East, but that should be all divisions every year.
You think this year will be the first, the real, hey, we should rethink this?
I mean,
it might be.
Because the only other 2 times it happened, the teams were 8 and 9. Or
7 and 9.
Seattle, who was the other one?
There was one other team. I forget who it was.
It had to have been an NFC East team.
No, because for a long time, the NFC East was a very competitive division.
Well, it still is.
But I mean, we're 3 of the teams would be 9, 10, 11 win teams.
Was it like Arizona?
NFL playoff teams were 7 and 9. The Jets were 8 and 8. A lot of 8 and 8 teams.
The 7, 8 and 1 Carolina Panthers in 2015.
Huh.
So pretty recently too.
Yeah, you know what's really funny though about the 7 and 9 Seahawks?
What?
Did they make it to the Super Bowl?
They made it in 2015, and then they were bums the year after.
Okay.
Yeah, the best part about the 7 and 9 Seahawks team was them beast moding on the Saints.
Yeah. Guys, I got to step away for a quick second.
Kendall also got beat up during that game.
Yeah, I watched that at Jeff's house. He was not happy. I laughed.
I was supposed to be there, but it was a snowstorm.
I know. I remember the snowstorm.
It's a real bummer that Mark just left because I was about to jump into the next segment. Now we gotta wait.
Real bummer.
Man, I hate this Bloody Mary, but I'm keep drinking it.
It's kind of how Kendall feels about everything alcohol.
I like this. I'm gonna keep drinking it.
Kendall has actually never enjoyed anything alcohol related. He hates all booze.
Just glutton for punishment.
Sorry about that.
All right, let's jump into our aperitifs then. Let's go right for this. Aperitif is meant to be a liquid that, when ingested, opens up the stomach and gets the digestive system and the
all 3 of Eric's receivers had over.
Yeah, the indigestive system and all those things ready to be in the consuming the food category. So a popular, well, no, I wouldn't say popular, a more or less common but still aperitif quality item is London Dry Gin. So we'll be drinking a 50 ml of gin. All the nips must be consumed. I want to see us have a real funky end of this show.
Does everyone have the same gin?
A quick story real quick. So this kid at work told me he listened to our show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He goes, how come your third hour always seems to get a little weird? I'm like, well, that's when the alcohol...
usually a little fucked up.
He goes, how come you're always weird? And I'm like, fuck you.
Always drunk.
You're still out. You're still fat.
He goes, your third hour always seems to get a little out of hand. And I'm like, yeah, dude, that's when everything kicks in.
Raise your hand if you're excited for this gin.
Kendall.
Ooh, big old thumbs down.
Massey?
I should take out the smells for this.
Oh, Mass can't hear you there. But I can tell he's really excited. I'm very good at reading emotions, and
I have a feeling Massey and Mock have already devised a system on their website.
Test.
Yep,
where
we got you.
they can dump this nip
I
through
haven't
the side
tried
of
it
their
yet.
mouth, like out into a garbage can. I just want you guys to know I'm going to be real bummed if you guys waste almost all of your bags. They weren't cheap. They weren't expensive, but they weren't cheap.
Why are you putting hand sanitizer on?
No, he did the shot.
That wasn't Nance.
He did the
He
shot.
put it on his hand
poured it
and
in
then
his hand.
stick it.
It's like a tequila shot. You lick the sanitizer, shoot the gin, and then you
All right, are we aperitiving?
there we go.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, dear God.
Yep, that wasn't great.
Excellent.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead.
Oh, God. I hate gin so much.
Yeah, that's a really bad thing.
I'm pretty bummed that I, participated in making this idea.
Yeah, me too. I kind of hate you for it.
Oh, my God.
I lied. I hate gin.
Ah,
We'll go to a quick break so everybody can go rinse their mouth out. And when we come back, we'll talk some NBA draft grades, I guess, as well as dive into the main course. But before we leave, while we're on our break, the appetizers are being served, and appetizers on Thanksgiving, I think, are kind of the same for everybody. They're a bunch of food that's put out that you consume a lot of, and eventually you get a little bit too full for your Thanksgiving meal.
All the time.
Oh, that was pleasant.
What's more filling and stomach rattling than beer?
yeah.
Everyone enjoy your beer on the break, and when we get back, we'll dive into some other stuff live on whatever the fuck we're live on today.
And we are back getting sports with a drunk. Hour 2 on Skype. Our friends will have to unmute themselves if they haven't already. I don't know if I can do that on their press. Mass isn't muted. And the Riddler.
And then didn't unmute us.
I can't for some reason. I don't have that ability. It doesn't make any sense. But we're back.
You can mute us. You can't unmute us.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Well, you can hear us.
Because if somebody's clapping cheeks, you don't want to unmute it and hear
it. Speak for yourself.
But you can hear us, right?
Yes, I can.
All right.
So don't start clapping cheeks.
You don't want to see that. Coach wouldn't be happy.
Ugh.
No, wait. Is Coach clapping cheeks just him doing the truffle shuffle?
No, Coach is just like going like that.
Those are lips, not cheeks. They're doing more like this.
Or is Coach making out clapping cheeks?
You guys want to see Coach?
Not really.
No, I'm pretty good on that.
I mean, I don't hate the idea.
I think the guys on the chat want to see Coach's cavity.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys want to see Coach's friend?
Who's Coach's
Not
friend?
Really. Coach's friend hasn't brushed his teeth quite so bad.
That's not his friend. That's his brother. His friend is the brain.
Who also hasn't been washed in some time.
Yeah. We watched 4 days ago.
So how's your guys' appetizers going?
Oh my.
All right. Halfway through mine and nobody else has opened theirs yet?
Mine's open.
I had to finish my other one.
These are the special Clydesdale
this
editions.
Can is so cool.
Budweiser is the shit of the earth.
What?
Budweiser is the shit of the earth.
You're the shitty earth.
See?
Hey, I just want you guys to know that you guys still, all four of you, have to hold up your end of the bargain when the time comes.
Which is?
Several months ago, you guys all agreed that if I could get a pallet of Red Dog at cost, you'd chip in.
I think I'm out on that.
No, you can't because I already ordered it.
Are you serious?
Once the pallet, Red Dog hasn't been distributed outside of Milwaukee for 6 months. So once it comes back to Connecticut, Star is going to get like 4 pallets of it. And one of my guys was like, "Yeah," he's like, "I'll fucking get it." He goes that day. He's like, "I'll let you know the day it's going to come, and we'll arrange. You can have like a truck here to fit it all in the truck."
Okay, so how many 30s are on a pallet?
A pallet is it's 77.
Oh my god.
Yep. 77 times 1348. So it's $1,037. So I'm gonna need $207.60 per person. But then everybody gets, it's then you just do 77 divided by 5, which is 15.5. So you figure from there at the 15.5 mark, right? You subtract we drink 2/5 of a 40 or a 30, I mean, right that time, and then it's 15. Subtract 1, so everybody gets 14, and we keep 5 in a special spot for emergencies. And then when you have 14 30, like you could just do whatever. Like Kendall wants to sit at home one night and try to drink a 30 or Red Dog, he can. Those 14 are at his disclosure. Mock wants to save all 14 for softball. That's cool.
See, the problem is Kendall will try and drink all 14 30s in one night.
Try really hard to sell 14 30s back to us so we can get some money back. That's fine.
You guys all better say no.
It just means we basically have to hang out every weekend until it's gone.
Here's the thing. I know what you guys are thinking. You don't want to lose out on beer. But if Massey tries to sell you guys a 30 of Red Dog, you need to respond with, "All right, I'll sell you 130 for 230."
Massey's on this, so it doesn't matter.
Massey, you already agreed to it.
That's all right. I'm out.
You're a terrible friend.
That's all right.
Dimitri would have done it.
I'm sure he would.
I was going to say something that I normally only say to Kyle, but it would make no sense to say it to Massey.
But say it.
Like, you'd do it if it was for Jeff.
I didn't even hear what you said.
You know what, though? I bet you Massey would do it if Jeff asked.
Hey, Massey, go pet that dog.
Massey can't say no to cowboy boots. There's no way.
That's true.
Especially cowboy boots that look like they're made of like Lego feet.
All right, so here, I'm going to kind of do this now. So before we get into it, the main course, a very popular beverage that goes with with turkey on Thanksgiving is red wine. Traditionally Pinot Noir, but the store I stopped at was out of it. So we have some nice 187 milliliter bottles of Cabernet Sauvignon. And then the sides are going to be I couldn't find any cranberry, so we have a 3 olives raspberry vodka, which will serve as like the sweeter type of thing. There's an apple. There's an absolute apple, which apple is a component of Thanksgiving. I know more dessert based, but I'm kind of looking for that sweet, savory kind of thing. And then stuffing, mashed potatoes, usually your heavy hitter side. So we have some nice bespoke bourbon cream, so nice heavy, thick side dish there. So just like Thanksgiving, guys. So here's the deal. Throughout the course of the second hour, you open up. I want everyone to open up all of them, and just you can choose. You don't have. If you want to shoot the whole nip in one go for it. If you want to shoot a nip, then drink some wine, then shoot a nip, drink some wine. That's fine. But I think here's the thing. The digestive and the starter drink, the Bloody Mary. I know very few people are going to finish all of those things. I think everybody should try to finish the wine. Dude, this guy is getting so many picks with 9 fingers. I don't get it.
Who only has 9 fingers? Oh.
I'll take who is a giant that likes fireworks for $1,000.
Yeah, it clicked as soon as I said it. I was like, "What are we talking about?"
So I got all 3 nips and my wine open, and I'm gonna kind of dabble back and forth between them to really get the stomach juices flowing.
So what 2 nips are we supposed to have open?
Oh,
3 nips.
baby.
The absolute, the 3 olives, and the bourbon.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bourbon cream.
I see.
Yeah, the nips. Everybody's supposed to finish the nips. There's no reason you can't drink 5 nips when you're home. You don't have to drive anywhere. There's no reason you can't drink 5 nips. I don't care if you throw up after the show or make yourself a plate of shredded cheese and tortilla chips after in the microwave. Whatever you got to do.
It's too
Listen,
bad
that's
you
the
couldn't
move.
get us Absolute Onions. It's my favorite vodka.
Absolute onions.
Bourbon cream. Kyle's trying to trade me. He wants to get rid of his bourbon cream and give me his wine.
So he's trying to get rid of both of them?
I meant that I suck.
You don't suck. You're a beautiful human.
No.
You remind me of a young Freddie Prinze Jr.
You guys should be sad. You
Right.
guys, all 4 of you should be very sad.
Why is that?
2 years from now, I will be dead.
Yeah, he's going to be 30.
The eve of my 30th birthday is my death.
Why is
How long
that?
have I been saying it that I don't make it to 30? How long, Kendall?
What happened? Sorry, somebody's sending a facsimile.
Machine.
Wait, Kyle, what did you say?
Oh man, you guys missed Kyle's face sipping the wine.
That is so
Not
terrible.
Not a fan, I take it, Kyle?
No, wine is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a big wine. What is happening?
Yeah. Like, the copier's out of paper. Fix it later.
What?
Are you building a boat?
No, I was grabbing shit out of the bag.
Is your bag made of hard plastic?
No, it's made of fucking paper, Kendall.
What?
Why is everything not out of your bag?
Fuck you, that's why.
Listen, I guess that just speaks to the quality of your microphone.
You should
You
get
saw
one of
how
those. You should get one of those felt bags.
Like what comes in the Yep. That was
Oh man, we're having a rough time.
All right, so
Crown Royal. There it is.
Just got to get it out there.
Yep.
I can't wait for Kyle to tell me what his most favorite part of this whole lineup was, because it's going to be none of it.
It's going to be the beer.
Yeah.
Who wants to play Drink the Beer?
Me?
Oh boy, what do I win?
How do I play it?
Fellas, excuse me for one moment.
All right, so let's talk NBA draft grades. All right, so guys, just remember, I want you to drink your wine and your 3 sides throughout the hour 2.
Sold.
However you choose. But
All right. So I'll kick it off. Well, let's just explain everything. So this isn't counting what happened after the draft.
no, this is draft night.
Yeah, draft night.
Draft
No
night.
free agents, no anything. Understood, fellas.
No, it's draft night. Anything that happened from the hours of 5 p.m. to the end of the draft. Draft night.
Yeah. Guys got it?
Yep.
All right.
All right, biggest winners and losers. All right, number 1, Golden State Warriors. Big win. Wiseman. Big loss. Lost Klay Thompson. All right, that's all I wanted to say. I don't talk about anything else for the rest of the hour.
Mass, you want to lead it off?
Nope.
All right. I guess I'll lead it off.
Matthew, you're not going to talk tonight?
I am.
You haven't, though.
So,
Wait, Kyle, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to lead off. We're just
okay,
gonna
Sir Bob.
we're just going to do the elephant in the room, and it's the cheap shot for me because I stole the first one. We're going to go A+ for first pick overall being Anthony Edwards. Because, I mean, Ooh isn't disappointed?
Go ahead. I'll chime in after if I choose to.
My feelings are as such, we discussed last week that is the most NBA ready player and would fit the mold right away. And just the pick wasn't overthought. It was just the pick didn't take long to come in. it seemed like the safe pick was the right pick for me, and for that, for no fanfare, I give it an A+. And I think for a lot of people who are projecting picks, this was the pick. So I have no faults with it.
I would like to chime in.
Good.
Minnesota, that doesn't count as talking mess. Minnesota gets a B-.
Why?
It has nothing to do with who they chose. It's how they went about choosing them. Minnesota waited until the 3-second mark in their shot clock, in their draft clock, because they were trying desperately to trade the first pick, and nobody would give what they were asking. So they picked Anthony. They picked Anthony Edwards because he was what they viewed as the best. He might be the most NBA ready, but he ain't the best in the draft, and they should have taken LaMelo Ball.
Well, I can understand the fact that...
Here's the thing. Anthony Edwards fits their needs more, but they still could have shopped with LaMelo Ball.
Right.
No one's going to trade for Anthony Edwards. No, nobody's going to offer them what they're looking for Anthony Edwards. People would have...
What are they looking for?
Looking for LaMelo.
I agree in that sense, but I agree with Kendall's pick because LaMelo Ball and D'Angelo Russell do not fit together.
You don't know that. You have nothing to base that off of.
They're both not good defenders.
But okay, but we've seen tons of teams succeed with a bad backcourt in defense.
Yeah, but it's also not good when their center doesn't play much defense either.
But we've seen tons of teams have success without defense.
But then they're just as far as the Rockets.
No, that's not true at all.
That's my opinion. I
what are
agree
you
with
going
the
to tell me that Karl Anthony Towns doesn't play defense?
Because he is very soft when it comes to other centers.
No.
I think he can play good defense when he wants to.
Fuck out of here.
So, real quick.
He's soft against Jokic and he's soft against Embiid, not because they're better than him. He's soft because he's not a good perimeter to block defender.
So,
and neither is Embiid. Embiid's not a good defender outside the paint.
I give the Timberwolves a C+.
So you defended
No,
Randall
I like the
to give
Edwards
him a
pick. I do
shittier
not
grade.
like the other picks that they made. And I do not like the Ricky Rubio trade.
You said nothing after.
No, that happened during the draft.
No, didn't.
Yes,
You said no trades. You said no trades.
It happened.
But you said no trades.
No, it happened.
You specifically said
No,
no
I
trades.
said you could draft night trades are fine.
No, you didn't say
I
that.
swear to God.
You didn't. Don't believe it.
Draft night trades are fine.
All right, so real
Where's
quick.
specified?
Real quick. So I would bet any amount of money that Paul deserves to speak on this way more than I do at any time or circumstance. But and with his points,
But I'm going to speak anyway.
well, just for the show. For my argument, I think if there was any chance for a less of a potential draft day headache of, he picked, the quote wild card guy, they chose the safer route with Anthony Edwards. And I only say that, which, is not a strong argument, but the argument being that, the whole LeVar Ball situation, being such a personality and him finding a way, he should have been my toast of excellence wearing the hat on draft night. Damn it, if I could take it all back. But that's really my only, and it's not an excellent point, but it's like, you know what, you shake the headache right away just because of that personality who is perhaps uninvited. But not, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just, it was just a thought I had. But who knows? We have to see how a year unfolds.
Mark, do you have any winners or losers?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch the draft at all. Mostly because I don't know any of the players. It was a good draft.
I'll tell you what, though, the internet's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
to the Charlotte Hornets drafting LaMelo Ball. Took arguably the player with the most upside in the draft. He should have been picked at 1, so getting him at 3 is already a great start. He has some pitfalls. I really think he's one of the biggest boomer bust prospects in this draft. But you're swinging for the fences and have a high chance of success with getting LaMelo Ball. I mean, you're going to get an identity with your team now. I really think this was one of the better picks of the draft. So
I do have a question for the folks at
Are we
Talmadge Hill.
just in hindsight, or are we doing this as if like right after the draft?
right after the draft.
I was asking Kyle. It's his segment.
Right after the draft.
I have no opinion on Charlotte.
I have a quick question for the Talmadge Hill. Sorry, Mark.
The Charlotte Hornets, I think, got an A+, not because of the LaMelo Ball pick. I think the Vernon Carey pick was very underrated. They needed a center.
What they did on draft night is completely erased with what they did the next couple nights.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question though for you guys. Because LaMelo didn't go first, did that basically automatically make him third? Was there ever like a chance that he would have went second, or is it kind of like if Anthony Edwards went first, that automatically kind of set the tides for him to be third?
No, I think
Golden State didn't need it. Didn't. If LaMelo went first, Anthony Edwards wouldn't have went second. The
So
Warriors were
basically it
taking
was 1 or
James
3?
Wiseman all the way,
until
or trading their pick.
when did he go there?
The Golden State Warriors. The only reason the Golden State Warriors might have taken LaMelo Ball was if they knew the severity of
Klay
Thompson's injury prior. But even still, I think they still go Wiseman. I think Wiseman's the guy they go with all the way.
So Golden State basically had the easy pick of it all.
Yeah, because Minnesota was definitely not taking Wiseman.
Figure.
The only way Golden State got fucked over was if somebody. But if somebody traded up to 1, they weren't trading up to 1 to get Wiseman. They were trading up to either get LaMelo or Anthony Edwards. So Golden State was in a win-win situation.
Do you think LaMelo brings any type of headache with him at all?
No, because he
That's
already
done.
told his father to shut the fuck up.
Lonzo took care of that when he left the Lakers. That's done.
The only thing that they would do is LeVar versus MJ. And
LaMelo. If LaMelo brings a headache, it's from his own ego, but he's not bringing any headache from his father.
And I kind of feel like
that's more what I meant. Not so much from LeVar, from his own.
No, because he was very well behaved in Australia, and I don't see him changing in the NBA.
He's also going to a team that's owned by arguably the biggest ego check in history.
And they've actually got a player that can keep him in check now.
Yeah.
Like low key, I think that Gordon Hayward signing a big turnaround for that franchise.
It's the more important thing they've done in the offseason.
We could talk about it real quick if you want.
No.
Right.
Because you said night after the draft, so it didn't even happen.
All right. Paul, big loser?
Oh, the Bulls.
I think so.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Floor is yours.
So, here's the thing. It's cliche to say. If it's their guy, it's their guy. You can't fault them for picking, blah, 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 blah. The Patrick Williams, at 4, it's just like you're going off of not knowing. He has a very high ceiling, but it's not that high compared to where he was in college.
Who did you want at the 4th pick?
Who did I want?
Mm-hmm.
Am I allowed to change the whole order of the draft?
Yeah, like who was your most as a Bull fan? You saw them at the 4th pick. Who did you want before the draft happened?
Oh, so realistically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I can't say LaMelo?
No.
Oh, okay. Isaac Okoro.
Isaac Okoro?
Well, really, really? Like, really, really, really?
Hmm?
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I'm gonna say Isaac Okoro. I can't say the guy because it just would have been so unrealistic. It would have made the Patrick Williams pick look like the steal of the century.
So I think the Chicago Bulls.
Those are unfair. So the Patrick Williams thing, they reached. If it's their guy, it's their guy. But I just think that there was other. They need so much help everywhere. The 3 is kind of like the glaring hole right now because they have Kobe White and Levine, they have Markkanen and Gafford / Wendell Carter. So, like, the 3 was the real kind of thorn in the side. But the team, other than Levine, everybody else can be deemed a bench player. So, I don't know. I think that they reached very hard, and not my favorite thing. And I wasn't crazy about the second-round pick either.
So
the actual guy, not the 35-year-old old guy you people Googled.
So I agree and disagree. I love the Patrick Williams pick. But then the whole time they were thinking Denny, the kid from overseas, and I think Patrick Williams is a better 3-and-D player. Denny's a better shooter and scorer. But he has no defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I think there was never a moment in the Chicago Bulls' mind that they were ever taking Denny.
No, not after I saw that pick.
Well,
the Patrick Williams pick.
No. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying I don't think they ever thought that. I don't think he was ever a top 3 choice for them. In my opinion, I think their top 3 choices were Patrick Williams, Okoro, and Obi Toppin. Which of those 3, I would have wanted Okoro. But then Williams and Obi Toppin.
So Billy Donovan play
if you're good enough to play for the Knicks, you're not good enough to play for them.
Billy Donovan play style is kind of a defensive-minded play style.
Yeah.
And I think him trying to figure out the Bulls, I think Patrick Williams could be an Otto Porter right away. But I think he could be better than Otto Porter halfway during the season.
I think the Bulls were going to take Okoro.
Can you tell me why?
I saw a report that they finished second place for the Danny Green trade.
Oh, they wanted Danny Green.
If they had gotten Danny Green, I think it would have resulted in Markkanen leaving.
Okay.
It would have been a Danny Green Markkanen swap type of thing. They would have gotten Danny Green, and that would have led to Isaac Okoro because Patrick Williams is a rookie version of Danny Green's 3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
But the Bulls need shooting, and they need defense.
And I didn't like the second-round pick. I think they could have picked a kind of tweener, but like the starting the G League and then come up instead of an overseas guy.
Yeah.
But maybe they like him. I don't know. I don't know the reason.
They have to take a foreign guy at some point. The Bulls just do it.
So I'll go with the big one.
I don't know if you guys know this, but this bourbon cream is pretty gross.
I think the Dallas Mavericks had a hell of a draft. They drafted Josh Green. He's a 3-and-D guy. They traded Seth Curry, who they lose shooting, but they added Josh Richardson, who gives them defense, a little less shooting. Green, I think, is the same type of player as Josh Richardson, but he's a good guy to come off the bench.
I think what the Mavericks are doing is the Mavericks know that they can get any and all the scoring they need from Doncic. Well, no, but I'm saying, from Doncic. Yeah. They're trying to heavily exploit his playmaking abilities, and Richardson can do that. Is it Richardson?
Josh
Richards. Richards or Richardson?
Richardson.
Who's Josh Richards?
I'm sure he's somebody.
No, he's definitely somebody.
I'm sure he's someone. He's a guy.
But also the Mavericks kind of replaced the shooting with Ty Valtieri, who's a sharpshooting point guard out of Stanford with the 31st pick. I love that pick. That's who I wanted the Sixers to take. But we'll get into that in a minute. And then they got Tyler Bay in the trade with the Sixers, who's kind of like I don't know who really to compare him to, but he's not a big body. He's 6'7", but he played bigger than 6'7". And he fits the mold of that team. They're just finding players to complement Doncic and Porzingis. So I thought the Mavericks did a very good job. They got players to make them better instead of what the NBA is kind of all about. So, Kendall or anybody have a loser? Paul?
Oh, does that have to be a loser?
I have a loser.
I was going to be with a loser.
Oh, okay. I'll rescind my hand.
Do you have another loser from anybody?
I have a loser.
Okay.
My loser actually is going to be the Suns for selecting Jalen Smith, the center out of Maryland, only because it seems like it's not a team need for the Suns, which, as I'm reading here, does not seem to be out of the norm for their drafting style. And to their credit, I guess there has been some success. But what is being written about Jalen Smith is that he is more of a stretch 5 than a stretch 4, which actually I don't know exactly what that means in as far as a 5 versus a 4 in that the stretch 5 meaning. But with that being said, I think he's a guy who probably would have fallen a lot more than being the 10th overall pick. A guy who probably would have ended up being like a 15, 16. And I think, I can't remember who had the Suns pick when we were doing the drafting last week. But for them, I think that was kind of a waste pick. I guess I would give him a C-, a D+.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was a reach pick in my opinion. I didn't really know what to think of it at the time because I was watching it. I think Paul left for that moment, and it didn't make much sense to me. Because I thought they could have used another. Tyrese Halliburton was there, and I thought that pick would have made a lot more sense.
So what's interesting too? This is just me being ignorant. I've never heard the term stretch 5 before. I've heard stretch 4, which seems like almost always, but I've never heard the term stretch 5 before. So I don't know if there's any stock in that, or if that's just sports writer talk.
No, they're definitely stretch 5. Marc Gasol is not a stretch 5.
Basically, the stretch 4 or stretch 5 is just anybody who plays that position that can shoot the 3.
Yeah, like Karl Anthony Towns is a stretch 5. Joel Embiid is technically called a stretch 5.
Technically, Jokic.
Yeah.
So is that just because you're a big body, like a center, power forward?
But is he a guy that can fit into that team eventually? Yeah, I think he takes my time. The Suns are also really bad at drafting lately, so the Suns always make me scratch my head. They drafted Josh Jackson, Dragon Bender.
Well, Dragon
the
Bender.
only one that's really hit was Devin Booker.
I would have selected Dragon Bender in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that sounds like a very Kendall player.
He's gonna pan out.
Big winner. Paul.
Biggest winner. Detroit Pistons.
Okay.
They got 3 studs and Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey, and they successfully in less than a calendar year properly blew up a team and then went all in on a rebuild successfully. They're not going to be. They're not going to win. They're not going to be a playoff team this year. They're not even probably going to win 35 games. But they are going to have a huge infusion of youth, and they are going to set themselves up to be in a very good spot in 4 years' time. They are absolutely starting this rebuild off perfect.
I agree. No. People have disagreed with the Isaiah Stewart pick.
I like
Isaiah
better. I like Isaiah stay.
I love Isaiah Stewart. In my opinion, I think the Pistons are trying to rebuild the bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying to rebuild that type of atmosphere in Detroit. And I think he fits the bill perfectly. They drafted a point guard. So Derrick Rose could play the 2 if needed. They got Stewart. They got Sadiq Bey, who could play the stretch 3, stretch 4. I'm not going to talk about the draft picks. The signings. But I think they're trying to build a defensive powerhouse more than an offensive unit. I think they're trying to rebuild the Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman era. If that makes any sense to anybody.
Not really, but I love you, Kyle.
All right. Then we have another loser. Anybody?
I don't have a loser. I have a winner.
See.
Mock Massive.
Give me a second.
You guys aren't saying them, so I might have to.
I don't think they were losers.
No. Saying winners.
You said losers.
No.
Are we looking for winners or losers?
We're looking for losers.
I mean,
Hey, real quick too. I mean, do you guys have the draft list up?
yeah.
I pretty much know it. What's up?
So real quick, I wrote down every pick that we did for the most part. I just, we said we only had the first three right, but I was curious if we actually, in fact, had anyone like late round just by chance, like a one-off name.
No, we didn't.
Are you sure? Did you write down everything?
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe you, but it's not enough for me to argue.
Dude, we
I got
didn't
a
get
loser.
Hayes in the first 10, so we suck.
We didn't get Killian Hayes at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Killian Hayes wasn't even drafted in ours.
It's fine. Means he's not
I got
good.
a loser.
So, I'll go.
Okay.
I don't think the Hawks picked correctly. They picked Onyekwa Okongwu. It didn't make any sense to me. The Hawks needed a defensive-minded player to go along Trae Young, who had no defense. They traded for Clint Capella in the offseason, and they drafted another center. But there were many different players they could have picked, like a Devin Vassell or a Isaiah Halliburton to go along with that. I just didn't like the center pick because I don't think they needed it. I think that's a very bad pick by the Hawks. And I think they might have panicked because I think their guy went at 5, Okoro. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think of it. What do you guys think?
I have a loser as well, though.
Go ahead.
Powerhouse NCAA schools.
Yeah?
The top 4 in NCAA, arguably, Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, and North Carolina. First time since 2000, not one player from those 4 schools was picked in the top 10.
Can I explain on that? Are you okay with it?
Yeah.
So I think not having March Madness hurt a lot of stock on players.
I know where you're going with this, and I disagree.
Okay.
Because those players, here's the thing, when you're from a powerhouse school, those are the players that play at Duke, Kansas, UNC, those types of guys. Those are the guys that people know their names because they played at powerhouse schools. I mean, think about it from this standpoint. If the NFL season never happened this year, you're still going to know Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce play for the Chiefs. You're going to know that this guy, Brady's a Buck. You're going to know that Jared Goff's a Ram. You're going to know these powerhouse type of teams' names. But, you're going to struggle to remember, oh, yeah, I forgot that guy played for that team. The powerhouse teams are the teams that you'd remember. Those are probably the most remembered names. Even if they weren't top 10 worthy, still the most remembered names. Here's the thing. It's losers for a hot second. It's not going to hurt anything for them.
No.
Next year,
Those are guys.
yeah, and next year the top 10 will probably be all 4 of those teams. But also, big losers, anybody who thought there'd be cool trades. We're not.
All right. Do you have a winner or Massey or Bach?
I do have one winner. And Kyle, it is your 76ers.
Wrong pick, dick.
I think the Tyrese Maxey was not a bad pick. On my draft, actually, I had him going to Portland. It does kind of go against what I was saying and what the professionals anyway were saying that about needing a scorer for that team. However, I like the pick because I think the one thing that I think that the 76ers have determined they needed is, we need a superstar every time out of the draft or any time out of free agency, which doesn't have to be the case. You can just get.
That's not what the Sixers think, you asshole. They think they need somebody that won't play for a year.
Well, be that as it may,
someone a 2-time rookie of the year.
A 2-time rookie of the year is right, but sometimes you just need a good basketball player, and I think that's what you get out of Tyrese Maxey, a guy who just is a solid player.
So the Sixers hired Dylan Morey, a from the Rockets. And in less than 3 weeks' time, he figured out exactly what they needed. And he addressed that a very big amount on draft night. Yeah, whatever. They got.
Say what you said. Kyle, I can't help but notice they haven't touched your wine yet.
Yeah. They got.
Red wine.
They drafted Tyrese Maxey, who can shoot. They drafted Isaiah Joe, who can shoot.
Joe.
They traded for Seth Curry on draft night.
I'm coming.
Thanks
All
for the
three
announcement, Mark.
What is the theme of this? Kendall?
3 and D.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
What is the theme of what they did that night?
Who, the Sixers?
Yep.
They got shooting.
They got shooting.
They don't need anybody besides Ben and Embiid to be stars on that team.
So, I mean, I guess, are you disagreeing with what I'm saying or agreeing? Because I feel like we're saying the same thing.
No, I'm agreeing.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing. They did exactly what they needed to do. Tyrese Maxey fell to them at 21.
Right, and look, as I'm saying, that's why I think it's a good pick. I mean, you guys know way better than I do, but I think the mold that...
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, well then I'll leave it alone.
Massey.
But
I want you to talk about the Sacramento Kings. Do you think they were winners or losers?
hold on. Let me check my notes.
Hey, so, Paul?
Yeah.
I like the bourbon cream a lot.
I do.
Do they sell it by the barrel full?
I mean, they sell it by the fifth.
That's good enough for me.
Open this.
I mean, to the King selected Halberton. I mean, he won't. Halliburton. I'm sorry. He won't be a casual fan's definition of a star. He's not going to be your LeBron James or your Antler combo. But I mean, he's gonna impact the game in a way that's not going to really be recorded in the stat box. He's going to be a good shooter, but he's going to be a dream backcourt mate for Fox. I mean, the kid is 6'5" and can shoot like a god. I really think that they ended up selecting a good pick with this.
I think the Kings got the steal of the draft. The Kings got new management, and I think they did the right thing. He fell to 12, even though he's technically a point guard, but obviously he's not going to play the point guard for the Kings because they have a guy named De'Aaron Fox. And I think that with that pick, it had shooting, it had defense, it had all the little things that you need. I think the Kings drafted deep. I think, honestly, he will be the best player in the draft when it's all said and done.
Do they do the same thing in basketball that they do in other sports where they like go back and look at past drafts?
Yeah, they do it a lot.
I'd say because it seems like it'd be a real interesting thing to do in basketball.
Kendall Ross Cockrell played for the Bucks.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I do think Tyrese Halliburton is the best player out of this draft when it's all said and done. Just my view on it. I think he's very underrated. I don't think he should have fell to 12. I think the Knicks should have took him at 8. But they took Obi Toppin because they made a promise to him. Just like the Sixers made a promise to Isaiah Joe.
What do you mean they made a promise to him?
No, the Sixers made a promise to Isaiah Joe that said they were going to draft him.
Does the NBA hold on to that draft loyalty that? So you slightly hear about it in football a little bit, like especially in what's that draft day movie, where it's kind of like draft day, right? And you meet with the players, and it seems to kind of be like an understanding going into it. For the most part, I know things happen, but does that exist in the NBA? Because it's just so this year excluded, but it is just kind of seem like it's pick oriented because of the chance of trade. I mean, but does that still exist?
Yeah. Because they both kept their promise.
So, I mean, there's still kind of like that, hey, we met, we talked for an hour, we like what this guy has, blah, blah, blah. I just seem like everything we've known, especially past year, even in this draft, that there's still uncertainty about picks.
I'd also like to see, like, how much they really would push that. You know what I mean? Like, if one of those top 3 guys happens to fall all the way down, do they still, abide or hold their promise?
Like, I mean, if you're talking to a guy who's supposed to be like 10th overall and a guy who was 4th fell to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that's happened.
If say LaMelo, I mean, just for the namesake, if LaMelo falls, they're like, well, we promised this guy, but this guy's better.
I mean, they can't all be Brian Scalabrine.
Just go, Nick. Come on.
Somebody's got a pretty good stream of urine going right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he was exposed on the 14th.
So, what do you think we take a quick break?
You got texted yesterday.
Yeah, we can take a break real quick. If that's cool with everybody.
Come back in a few minutes.
I was in contact with him.
All right.
Just go for it.
All right.
Be back. And we are back on the PPRN radio network. Is now live again, 24/7, 365. The Riddler and Mass need to just unmute their mics, and they can join us on the beauty that is Skype power. The Mass gave me like a middle finger and an index finger, which is like a peace fuck you, which is basically the best compliment someone can give. The Mass is giving a double middle finger now in the screen, which actually it counteracts itself. But yes,
Kendall, fuck you.
Whoa! Come on, I would never say something like that to you. Up yours, Mass.
Kendall, you should probably die.
Whoa!
Hey, did you guys do the main course?
Yes, I enjoyed the main course of Dranksgiving very much, courtesy of the Riddler.
As did I.
Big fan. Big fan.
Liar. He's a liar. I can tell.
I drink the nips.
Come on, Kyle, drink some wine. You have to drink half of it, Kyle. It was the deal. All right, Kyle, come on, chug it. Everyone say chug on 3 and then chant chug.
Everybody else drink half of it?
Yep.
Mark, I don't believe you.
Chug.
I did. I mean, the pretty much the courses have not been good to me.
This is your idea, Mock.
Well, the courses
listen,
have been
I
good
said
to me.
from the start, I think this is going to be a good idea, but I don't want to do it.
Still your idea.
I have a surprise for you guys as well at the end of the show.
It would have been really funny if you just iced Kyle.
What? What? No.
Oh, that would be funny.
Because that'd be really fucked.
It'd be hilarious. Hey, I had a water in here. Did you drink it? It's like for your cap. I should have the hiccups. You gotta get
Hey guys, next week or whenever we go back to the studio, we gotta do our usual. We're wrong about every football, baseball free agent.
Well, usually
Our
we make a big
annual
deal about that.
Look Dumbathon.
Like Romuto, probably not going to back to the Phillies, but I'd be happy if he did.
He's going back.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
You guys are going to trade him for Yadier Molina
You want $200 million
a year?
Yeah, but he's been all over social media like crying about he doesn't want to play for a big marketplace, which somehow Philadelphia is excluded from that, group for some reason.
If the Phillies don't get him, they're going after pitching. And part of me is okay with that.
I mean, I always I hate the standpoint of players like, oh, if I don't play in New York, Chicago, Boston, or Los Angeles, these are the only major, sports franchises. However, but the per capita cities of, Houston and Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. are comparable in certain extents.
I'm not finishing wine.
Come on, Kyle. We'll drink it together.
I hate wine.
I know.
Kyle, we have a whole wine show planned.
Cheers to your penis.
So we've been trying to do a wine show for 3 years.
Wine is fucking terrible.
You're fucking terrible.
You have a vagina.
Whoa.
Kyle, at least I have something down there.
Whatever the fuck.
Show him. He's challenging you to show him.
I'll show you my dick so fat you won't even know that comes
coming out. Listen. This is a radio show after all, so if you're going to talk about it, at least show your hand penis to the audience.
My dick? It's pretty gray.
I don't want to say it's gray, but I will say that it's similar to the color.
Oh, Kendall, hold on. Here you go.
Oh my! Is that an oil dipstick? What is that?
It's a metal straw.
Oh man. I don't know.
Hey guys, what are we talking about this hour?
Somebody give me some Riddler's rankings. We haven't done those in a while. I'll do multiple. Let's go.
Best sports movies all time.
Hold on. Before we start, so everyone's got to, we didn't eat any actual food, so a digestive is pretty bogus here. But it's important that we still digest the liquor. So a popular digestive is something in the brandy cognac area, but also in the... What the fuck just happened? That was hilarious. Tom Brady just threw a pass that was batted back to him, and then he threw it again.
Did he come?
Well, that's not allowed.
Yeah, it is, technically.
I thought you couldn't do that double pass thing.
It never passed the line of scrimmage.
Listen, motherfucker, did it complete the pass or not?
So
God, Paul, you're a bad friend.
Why am I a bad friend?
Because I asked you a question 3 times and you didn't answer me.
All right. Well, I was talking the entire time, so
you weren't though.
I've been talking for the past 5 minutes.
But you weren't. I'll play it back for you later.
Okay, so I guess I'm just a real fucktard then.
What happened? I'm sorry. I was at the urination station.
Kendall's a fucktard too.
Yeah, see, Kendall's not an asshole. He left the podcast, but I'm an asshole for talking. Something Mass hasn't done, in 7 weeks. Anyway, your digestive is going to be Bartles and James ginger and lemon wine cooler, because both ginger and lemon are digestives. It'll help you digest the liquor. Everybody go ahead and crack that and take a sip. I want to get everybody's reactions.
So excited for this.
Oh, this smells terrible. Smells like feet.
Oh my God.
I'll tell you what.
All right, everyone take a big sip.
Can we go around the room real quick and give our honest reaction?
I've already tried it and I like it.
It tastes a lot better than it smells.
Ginger deserves to die.
That is
Good to you, Kyle.
vile.
It's not that bad.
No, it's pretty terrible.
I'll tell you, I wish this was non-alcoholic.
Is it not alcoholic?
No, it's got alcohol in it.
I wish it didn't exist.
But if it was non-alcoholic, I would have loved it.
I agree with you, Mark.
Wish Kyle didn't exist.
Kendall,
Yes.
how many of those Ding Zang Bloody Mary cans that are non-alcoholic, how many think you could shotgun?
That are non-alcoholic?
Yeah, like these green cans that you got. There's no booze in them. How many think you could shotgun?
Oh my God.
Probably the better part of like 14, 15.
Jesus Christ, Kendall.
In 10 minutes?
Oh, in 10 minutes? Yeah, I mean, probably still close to that number. Maybe more closer to like 11.
No, it's fair.
This is not so bad. This Bartles and James, which is I like the spelling of James a lot, Jaymes. But it tastes a lot like a dentist office.
Kendall, have you ever seen B&J wine coolers?
Yeah. This is the
That's
same
part of
company.
things.
I feel like an asshole. I love it.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Yeah, I tell you, that was top 5. Terrible.
I mean, I
Well,
do
you
want to
guys were
know.
happy, and that was the deal y'all made.
I am interested in the person who's like, man, I love this product. I'd like to talk to
I
them in
think
person.
And finish the wine.
I didn't say
If
that.
If they're like, hey, you guys get a 12-pack of the old ginger and lemon fucking wine coolers?
All right,
That's wine?
Somebody give me a Riddler's ranking.
Wine?
No.
Best bourbon counties.
All right. Number 1 is the 2014 Bourbon and County. Number 2 is the 2017 Bourbon County. Number 3 is the 2016 Cherry Mouchon Bourbon County. Number 4 is the 2018 Vanilla Bourbon County. And number 5 is the 2013 Barley Wine Bourbon County. Anybody else got one?
Yes, I do. I was actually thinking about the Bourbon County. It is, for the people who are fans of the beverage, it is Bourbon County season very soon. I'm not going to reveal too much information, but Friday is the day. So if you're going to go do some searching.
That'd be a real bummer of a COVID test for you, Paul.
Hey, Mark, why don't you fucking die, right?
Well, here's the real bummer.
That was a super mean thing to say, Mark.
It wasn't. I just thought of it.
Yeah, and not very nice because, the guy who brings in the most outside Bourbon County guys might be off the shelf. So, not very nice either.
If I have COVID, I can't get any Bourbon County this year.
But, hey, listen, let's hope that's not the case.
Yeah, because I want a case.
Bingo.
Top 5 worst quarterbacks you have seen in this lifetime.
I mean, there's so many.
No, just off the top of your head.
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's terrible.
I'm going to say all 5 Cardinal quarterbacks.
Skelton. Cobb. Ryan Mallett. And Jimmy Clausen.
Good list.
Hey, remember when Kevin Kolb fought really hard for more money in his contract and then lost the starting job before training camp?
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, that guy's a legend.
You know what? I'm gonna take. Can I take Kevin Kolb out of that and put in Matt Leinart?
Sure.
And I'm gonna take Jimmy Clausen out and put in Jamarcus Russell.
I mean, they all deserve to be in the top 7.
Yeah. And Bears Cordell Stewart.
He wasn't bad.
He was a bad quarterback.
I think of his career.
Real quick, I think I do have actually really good, Riddler's rankings.
All right, do it, man.
Who do you think is the top 5 06 Chicago Bear?
Top 5 06 Chicago Bears?
Yeah, the team that made it to the Super Bowl.
All right, number 1.
Devin Hester.
No.
Number 2.
Wait, who did Kyle just say?
Devin Hester.
I'm sorry. I thought you said somebody entirely different.
No, I said Devin Hester.
I thought you said it's like Tevin Masty. I was like, that guy does not exist.
Yeah,
It was a long time, Bear. How dare you?
I do have a Tevin Masty jersey. It evaporates if you see sunlight.
Get rid of it.
No, I kept it.
Kendall, we figured out that Kyle gave that Cam Hayward jersey to Pat.
Oh, really? Just like I
did.
Just like the Patriots cap I gave him that he put in this trunk that disappeared forever. That's supposed to be a time machine. I'd like to jump in there and see where I end up.
All right. Urlacher. Urlacher 1, Nathan Vasher 2, Devin Hester 3, Tommy Harris 4, and just for the name, Tank Johnson 5.
Wow, Tank Johnson makes the top 5.
Can we do Mock's top 5 worst NBA managers?
No.
Rob Hannigan. I got 3 out of the way. Anybody else got a Riddler's ranking they'd like me to do?
So
Kyle nicknames.
Number 1, Mojito. Actually, number 1, Nat King Souls.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah, number 2, Mojito. Number 3, K-Quick Souls. Number 4, Yoshi. And number 5, Smelly. Just kidding, guy.
It should be Milwaukee.
No, number 5. Actually, you know what number 5 is?
Regis Soul.
No. Number 5 is Massey.
What?
Because you call yourself Massey every 6 weeks.
Do I?
Yeah, I'm like, machine washable. Nope. Massey.
Kyle, you should only do that if you hate yourself.
It really just tickles me every time I hear it.
Well,
Hey,
Massey, I
list.
do hate myself.
All right. I hate
So
me
the
too.
joke-
let's stay away from the darkness
you.
for a second.
I look like the lead singer of NSYNC.
You don't. And I know that because they're on the little wall in Massey's house going into the living room.
I look like Joey Fatone.
No, you don't.
Not anymore.
That is an amazing
looks
compliment
like,
one could give themselves. I look like Joey Fatone.
Top 10 things people don't say.
Hey, listen, real quick, just for
Did you get another interception?
just for Rebecca's sake, and then so we can address the 1/8% of our audience. Paul is such a big fan. Can you give us because the Undertaker has since retired from professional wrestling? Can you give us a Riddler's ranking of what is say? It doesn't have to be matches because everyone's freaking done that. Just what about Undertaker moments? Something that just stood out to you as a fan? A top 5.
Top 5 Undertaker moments.
Yeah, it could be match excluded. Just stuff that stood out to you as a longtime fan and probably the biggest fan of the group.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. In my opinion,
It's all you. This is the Riddler's rankings.
all right. Number 5 is the Undertaker defeating Psycho Sid for the championship at WrestleMania 13. Number 4 would be
Jeff Hardy.
Undertaker's debut at the 1990 Survivor Series. Number 3 would be Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. Number 2 is the Undertaker Mankind Hell in a Cell match from the 1998 King of the Ring, and then number 1 would be the initial Undertaker Kane saga from the 1998 Hell in the what the hell pay-per-view was that? It was a 98 feud, but Bad Blood, 97 Bad Blood to 98 WrestleMania, whatever WrestleMania that was in 98. That initial Kane feud.
It's a good list. Hey, actually,
Fucked up.
Pretty much 30 years of greatness minus the Giant Gonzalez match.
hey, I'll tell you, this is our chance. It appears that he's willing to do any sort of media whatsoever. We should just start barraging his social media / publicist and see if we can score a really cheap interview for an hour.
I've already sent him a private message that I promised him I could get him more whiskey than he could drink if he'd sit down and talk with me for a half hour.
I mean, that's a pretty awesome promise. And
He's a bourbon guy.
I know he is.
But
He's from Houston.
regardless.
Yeah. I told him that I told him I'd get him triple the whiskey he could drink if he brought Booker T with him.
Oh man.
You dig it, sucker!
Can we go to the dessert real quick?
Why? Because you're really interested?
Yeah, I never had it.
No. Take one healthy 3-second chug of that, and then we'll go to the dessert, Kyle. And 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go to the dessert.
I might throw up after that.
And then let's finish it. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? Because it's too early to cut out. It's too early to quit. Go to the dessert. The dessert is a peanut butter whiskey, something sweet. This peanut butter whiskey, I can promise you, is severely sweet, so it's very desserty.
Might throw up after that.
Oh, I'm going to throw up off this. So everybody has their peanut butter whiskey. Drink at your own leisure, because I know, like, if you're a Kendall, you're going to go back for some of those main course sides before you get to the dessert.
Actually, I'm all done. I got to have my outside beverage to clean up my dessert. But yeah, I think to wrap up our I mean, we're not signing off yet, but I got some stuff to talk about for our show as we have our dessert. If you guys are ready.
No, go ahead. Kyle, you like it? Nope.
Oh, he's already had the dessert?
Yeah, he already drank it.
Oh, well, man. All right. So, hey, listen, as the rest of us have our dessert, as corny it is, but, we are a radio show, a podcast. It's been through a lot this year, as you guys have all, been here with us, dealing with all the nonsense with it. And, it's been a tough go of it, especially now, and getting into our holiday season. We do what we can, but I thought of this, and I sent it to the message board for us, which it didn't get a lot of traction, but I just thought it'd be fun to do just for the sake of it, because there's not a lot that goes with it. But I think we should do our 2020 what we're most thankful for in sports. Could be anything. Could be nonsense. Could be serious. But just stuff to kind of, something to talk about, something for content,
I'm just thankful for sports being on.
Hey, listen, that could be just it for you, and that's fine. But hey, listen, the rest of us, we have to have some dessert, so we have to have something to go off of. You guys ready?
I'm being serious. Like, there's been talks about canceling seasons and canceling everything. NFL through week 11, and I don't think they're gonna stop. Baseball started late, but you know what? It gave us a playoff to always remember. The NBA
was whatever.
Oh, but the bubble wasn't.
The politics ruined the NBA.
Like the bubble, like the Suns and the Blazers and the Spurs.
Naming a bunch of teams that didn't do anything.
You're right, but like they did good in the bubble. Like they gave the national spotlight.
No. Real quick, before we go to the thankful thing, Kendall, which I am thankful that you thought of something to be thankful for. Because this is the episode before Thanksgiving, which means the next time we do an episode will be in the Christmas season. How do you guys feel about doing Rebecca included, a 6-person Secret Santa?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
You guys, everybody in on that?
Yep.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know.
$50.
Who said maybe?
Mass,
you just not want to be part of it?
No.
All right, so 5-person Secret Santa. We'll leave Mass out. Well, I'll start a chat with the 5 of us, and we'll talk about what we want to do as a cap dollar amount. I mean, obviously we're not going to do $100, but I don't want to do $5 either. So I'll start a chat.
Mass,
I'd like to do a Secret Santa, and hopefully we'll be able to be live at that point and exchange some gifts, maybe a couple gifts, one sports and one personal, whatever. But yeah,
I think it has to be a dildo grab bag.
There you go. Thankful.
Sure, fuck it, I'll do it.
I'm thankful for, and this is obviously very biased, but I'm very thankful for the 2020 Chicago White Sox because the rest of the 2020 teams, no bueno.
Well, I mean, to speak on the Riddler's, most thankful for, I mean, that is for sure, other than the San Diego Padres, the most exciting team in baseball because it was the most surprising. You know, it's like if you went into this year, COVID or not, if you think, oh, you know, I mean, we sort of talked about that Chicago is going to be, you know, hey, that's the team to win. But with everything going down, you're like, oh, well, that's the team the most likely to fail. And that turned out not to be the case. So I think that is an awesome, you know, hey, I'm thankful for, especially for a city so passionate about sports, a city so not desperate, but so desperate for something exciting to happen. It's a city very deserving that doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I think is a good, you know, hey, thankful for 2020 sports. So I give that much kudos.
If we're going off like a personal level thing, I'm thankful for Ben Roethlisberger. He's proven that, you know, the Steelers could be or are a very dominant team with him in the lineup. And with 2020 being the way it is, especially like with the passing of my grandmother and all that stuff, he's really helped. Like the Steelers being that good have made 2020 just a little bit better.
Yeah, there you go. I like that a lot too. It's a good thing to be thankful for.
All right, I feel super depressed now.
Yeah, you know, I was ready to like line up a Roethlisberger joke, and you can't do that now.
Well, I mean, I have something I'm thankful for, but it's gonna not sit well right now. I'm very thankful for the success of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because Tom Brady's not assistant quarterback. And he's the GOAT.
Hey, that's fair. That's a good thing to be thankful for. If you
I'm also
care about
thankful for Ryan Suckup kicking field goals again.
a real stinker of a support, but I like it.
Mark?
Pretty much thankful for anything that causes the Steelers fans of the world pain.
He doesn't mean that.
I do.
His fourth favorite team.
Pretty thankful that we discovered disc golf.
What's this weed business?
That's been pretty awesome.
You're pretty thankful that you were introduced to disc golf, you mean?
However you want to word it.
Very different.
Yeah, disc golf's been good to us.
It's a shame I gave it up.
What?
It's a shame I gave it up. You know what? This is a good time to say I'm thankful for another year on this planet as of 58 minutes from now. I'm thankful for another year on the planet.
Hey, there you go.
Good.
2 more to go.
There you go.
Madison?
And, hey, Rebecca?
She hears you. What is it? Share me through the headphones.
I'm Rebecca. I'm very grateful for 3 straight decades of the greatest WWE superstar of all time.
I was really hoping they're gonna be like, I'm really thankful that he's finally retired. Just to throw the jab.
And Rebecca?
She's still listening.
No, I can't do it.
All right. Well, she gave the iconic the fist to the air, you know, moment.
Yeah, that's not the iconic one. So that's why she's a bad Undertaker fan.
Yeah, which is understood. It doesn't matter. She just questioned it, but she can't hear it, so it doesn't matter. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, there you go.
So, can you tell us what you wanted to say but didn't?
No, not on there. Not on there.
Wow.
I have sort of a stinker thing that I'm thankful for in 2020 sports.
Why does that have to be just sports, Kendall?
Well, it doesn't have to be. It's just something that came to mind because everything we discussed earlier. But I can have a second one for sure. But I just feel that I have to leave other people who are sports fans with something kind of distasteful and something that I kind of believe in that I'm grateful that the Houston Astros made it to the American League Championship, despite all the cheating allegations. Good baseball comes from good baseball, and I'm sorry that a modern day cheating thing comes from modern day baseball. I'm sorry that you guys don't think baseball is played on a typewriter. For all you guys watching baseball, so take that. Boom.
All right.
I'm thankful for you fucks.
Oh, Kyle, come on. Oh, come on.
Find you guys anywhere. You're a dime a dozen. All I gotta do is park my car in an orchard, and I can find you guys.
This is true. Get an
I
orchard
love all
going
you
anywhere.
bastards. Including you, Massey.
Well, Massey doesn't love you.
big head shake no for the Bass.
Of any of us.
Oh.
I think he left.
No, Mass is there. He's there. Big middle finger from the Mass. God, he's so mad now. I can see how angry he is. And thumbs up. He's so happy. He's so happy now. Hey, wait, did we already have dessert? Oh, God, he's emphasizing masturbation upon us. Unbelievable. Oh, God, no one's laughing. I feel so alone. Did everyone have dessert without me? Our GSWD course, is it over?
I took some of it. It's pretty average.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have my dessert now, which I admittedly I actually have had before, so I do kind of know what I'm in for. But I'll give you an honest opinion. I have my entire show beverage has joined me, which has been the Truly Lemonade Hard Seltzer, which is basically everything you could imagine that it is. But I'll tell you about it later.
I'm pretty pumped to make these. I'm making these. They're tacos inside of orange fried chicken shells.
Like tonight?
yeah, Paul, get to work. Start making this.
I'm thankful for
Kendall.
my assistant coach, Mike Mock.
Yeah, Kyle, we did a bad job.
I'm thankful for Kevin Nash.
What did you say, Paul?
Thankful for Kevin Nash.
No thanks.
I'm thankful for, despite having a losing NFL season in the works, I'm thankful for Saquon Barkley going down early.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, but Phil, I'm thankful for all you guys.
I'm thankful for all you guys too. You guys are all good guys.
Very much likewise.
I've been friends with you guys since I was little.
Not me.
No? But it feels like we have been.
It's weird, Kyle. I feel like I've known you since I was in the sack.
I'm grateful for all you guys.
Well,
except for you, Kendall.
Very nice. I appreciate it.
Piece of garbage.
Very, very much appreciate hearing that. Especially, everything that I'm going through.
Kendall, first year being my friend, he'd always ditched me.
Kyle,
why don't you describe Kendall's outfit the first time you met him?
He's wearing Steelers sweatpants, Steelers sweatshirt, and a Steelers hat.
We call that a Steelers jumpsuit.
So then is it fair to say, Kyle, that if he wasn't wearing all Steelers stuff, you would not be friends with Kendall?
No, because we both got bullied by Josh Russell in study hall.
But there's no way you weren't like, oh man, he's got Steelers stuff. We're gonna be best friends.
I didn't know Kendall at that time.
But he was wearing Steelers stuff.
I didn't know Kendall at that time.
But he was wearing Steelers stuff. That's all you needed to know.
He saw me, and he was definitely turned on. And I was I was turned on by his oddly, Philadelphia Phillies of the early 2000s apparel that he had.
I was wearing my Steelers jumpsuit
for an entire year.
Yeah, had a really good soak to it.
Yes, there's only so many Steelers every possible clothing item they could have, and I had them all. It made high school gym very interesting.
Kyle, let me ask you: was he wearing the what are they? What the hell kind of? They're not crew. Are they crew socks? Your high socks that you wear there, Kendall?
The answer.
Crew socks and calf high.
The answer is yes. I had those, and and the follow up answer to your question is yes. My high school gym freshman year consisted of a Super Bowl 40 Steelers winning T-shirt because it was gray and had the score and the emblem on it. So yes, that was a big part of my high school ensemble.
Did we have math ideas together?
Freshman year, no, but sophomore year, yes, we covered all the bases.
No, senior year.
Oh yes, there's no chance we didn't because we were underperforming, classmates who
What is math ideas?
Exactly, because that's not a math class you heard of if you can do math. So that's
all I remember is that me and Kendall had to make like a box out of like geometry.
Yeah, basically, like the final in that class was, hey, can you make a chart that makes sense? And we barely made it through.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I am like a really weird drunk.
Yeah.
Hey, this is everything I want it to be.
Like I am in a real weird place right now.
So, what was your guys' favorite part of the course? Did you guys? I mean, I know it was gross, pretty much overall, but did you think it was a good representation?
I'd say I could go back for another appetizer, which is usually the case.
So, outside of the beer, what's your guys' favorite? What was your guys' favorite part, if you had to pick one?
So the apple absolute was tolerable.
I think
I think that would be good in a cocktail, to be honest with you.
The bourbon cream actually was pretty good.
All right. Kendall?
For me, the entire wine versus side profile was perfect. I that's my favorite part of it all. I would do the whole thing again in a heartbeat.
Kendall, the wrong guy to ask.
Oh, wow. Thank you for having a really meaningful opinion.
Is there anybody who hasn't thrown away pieces yet?
I'm sorry?
Is there anybody who hasn't thrown away pieces?
Oh, I have not thrown away a thing.
Take a picture of all of it and send it to whoever to put it as the picture.
I mean, I can show you my disaster case on the floor.
No. I'm just saying, take a picture of it at the end of this, so that, or save it for tomorrow and take a picture. I know you're going to drink after the show's over. Take a picture for like our upload picture instead of our beers.
Hey, Kendall, what is quarantine drinking looking like in Milford?
So it's crazy. Since
Travis told him next week.
Since our last show, this is the first time I've drank. So this has been a very nice transition for me because, I mean, usually I average 2 or 3 drinking nights a week. So this is being the second drinking night in a week's time. So it hit me pretty hard because of the stuff we're drinking and because just the variety in general. So this was like what the Riddler picked out for Dranksgiving has been so perfect for me because I won't get to experience a Thanksgiving per normal, and it was perfect because the originality was so fun. And if anyone who is avid drinkers like we are on Getting Sports with Drunk and listening to the show, if you were to ever do something nearly as original as we did, let this be the kind of like the framework for how you do it. So much credit to the Riddler, much credit to Moxie and Washable for coming up with the concept. And no, I did not create the concept. This is not the name is by chance.
Good credit. What was everybody's least favorite part?
Wine.
The Bloody Mary. Bloody Marys are awful.
Yeah, that.
Bloody Marys are awesome.
Kennedy, you don't even drink real Bloody Marys because you don't.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You show up on a desktop, pool party. I'll fight you anytime.
Like a virtual pool party?
Right. Yes. Something that requires.
We can have a virtual fight. I'm in for that.
Fuck that thing.
We'll do it over Zoom.
You guys go virtual. You guys do a phone party?
It's got to be a Zoom pool party. That's the only way we fight.
All right. So before we sign off, I have a couple announcements I'd like to make for some future shows. So we're getting into that time of the year where things become a little bit more predictable. So in the coming weeks, in no specific order, we're going to be doing our We're Very, Very Wrong About Where They Land MLB Free Agency, as well as an NBA kickoff show, because that's coming up very soon. As always, the show after Christmas but before New Year's will be our annual Drunkies. As well as some more worked in there, we are going to be playing a fun new game called Where in the World Did Those International Beers Come From? Which is going to involve intoxication and darts, so that should be interesting. And we're also going to be the show before Christmas, assuming we're live, which I think we should be. I purchased a fun thing. We are going to be doing for that show. I think everybody can get home okay if they have. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Hey, what's 1/5 times 12?
12/5.
So 2 2/5. I think everybody could drive home on 2 2/5 beers, right? Mass, Smock?
Yeah.
Probably.
I purchased a variety pack from a certain brewery that I will really nameless until the time I release it, but it's the 12 Days of Christmas variety pack. So it's 12 different beers, all different styles, and we're going to do a complete 12 beer flight.
Tiny hooker, baby.
For the whole show that week.
Man, I hope I get Maids of Milton.
No. Like everyone's gonna taste all 12 beers.
You know, I tell you, I figured that, but I thought that was gonna get at least a chuckle out of somebody, and that didn't. So it's cool.
All right, anybody have any closing remarks?
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, fellas. And to all the listeners, enjoy.
Happy Thanksgiving, all.
We'll see you on the other side of it.
Closing remarks. Rams have won it. Probably.
Nah, the Bucks lost it.
That too.
So one or the other.
Well, it's the wrong system. They're just not running the right system down there.
That's Jordan Fuller's second interception tonight. Number 199 pick picks off the other 199 pick twice tonight.
I didn't care for that.
Yeah, not at all. Basically, what I heard.
I don't really care what you care about. So
all I heard Massey say was a below average defensive back has 2 interceptions.
All I heard was you should probably kill yourself.
Well, hey, listen.
That was super aggressive.
Hey, listen. PPRN has returned to its
I guess
24-hour.
He's not thankful for, and it's my existence.
That's true.
PPRN returned to its 24-hour music format. It's now basically. I don't have the number exactly, but basically it's 4 days of music without a repeat. Listen, if you want to go and listen, and if you can catch a repeat,
that plays what lost in the game.
And if you can catch a repeat, then we're going to send you $100 in a 24-hour period. But listen,
now, when you say we're going to send you,
listen, PPRN is going to send you $100 coupon for whatever. But listen, you got to listen because we can't guarantee it. There's like 850 songs, so you got to prove us wrong. But listen, and we are now. This is the station is basically. Since its reboot is this week old. So this actually, if you're listening tonight, this is the first time that you're hearing Getting Supposed to Drunk live on the new PPRN Live 365 app. Go ahead, download Live 365 on whatever your streaming platform, whether it's, iTunes, whether it's Google Play, type Live 365. You'll find PPRN.
Mock segment.
I'm sorry?
He took your segment on where they can find it.
No, he's just announcing the new app.
Hey,
Mock, where can they?
Hey, Mark, where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure to use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses. Whether it's getting dranks giving with drunk, or having somebody you thought was a close friend of yours wishing that you were dead.
Find us and subscribe on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. As the Rat already mentioned, download the Live 365 app, find PPRN, give it a heart so that every time you load that app, it pops right up. I tell you, I had it playing the other day for a while. A lot of good stuff happening. Good mix of music, a little bit of everything. Check it out. Kendall, did you guys help make the playlist, like you and Rebecca?
We contributed some songs, yes.
So there was a song that played that as soon as it started, I was like, this had to have been Kendall.
What song is that?
It was the Cheers theme song.
No, Rebecca picked that of all people. But hey, listen, that's an awesome song. So that's an awesome pick.
It started playing, and I was like, "This has to have been Kendall."
You guys want to sing it as a crew? I think we should.
Until next time, Hostess Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope. The Masker's Massey.
I didn't hear Kyle say anything. The Mascot Massey.
And what happened? The Rat of a Red Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah.